I know, I know we're still a work in progress, but I am very much happy to see them there. What's up, Omar? What's up, Kanai? What's up, Ashu? What's up, Lost? I see Miles, my brother, in the chat. I'm in the chat in the call. What's up, man?
Here,
You seen France, baby? Yes, sir. I know you seen it. Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
didn't, but
sir.
It don't matter though. Young nigga from Canada, rap from that bullshit and go like a matador. Iketara ikua. Mainichi ori no goru e kakitas.
Let's talk about this veracity. This was this was cool. This was a good chapter. I would argue though, honestly, being fully transparent, this is probably the chapter that I've enjoyed the least in like at least like 13 weeks. I didn't dislike it by any means, just comparatively. Um,
great.
I, I like how sorry, I like how it it kind of piggybacks off what happened with the bear and the Firefox. So like it felt like a cohesive set of side stories, all things considered. So that was cool, but I don't know. I don't know if it's kind of not a is it Petupan, whatever. Like I like her. I think the stuff was interesting with like her not eating and actually changing Hanuman. Like what she did to Hanuman and what happened with Hanuman's character and how it grew throughout this portion of time. I very much appreciate, and I like that one tidbit of talking about why Hanuman takes female form now. I thought that was very very dope. Very interesting. But before I continue, what do you think, man? Petupans.
I think it's better than the last side story.
Okay, talk to me.
Genuinely, I genuinely think this is like a really, really, really good chapter. Uh, like to me, I think this is honestly probably one of the more impressive chapters to me, like that she's done, because it's just like I think the amount that she compacted into one chapter is kind of insane. And you are right in the sense that like it builds off certain like parts from the previous side story, so it's not a pure like one to one, right?
Mhm.
But there's small things of even just like the world building I think was done pretty masterfully. So like the part of like one, I don't know if this is like official tiers, but it seems like she's actually really like tiering Nastica like within levels now of like you have upper tier, middle class, and like lower class. Uh, we get officially in the story like that like most people whether they're men or female, male or female, their powers don't range that much, like not like in like like her like little discussions or sidebars
You
after
get
like it's
you might
actually in
get you might
story.
get access to different transcendentals, but that's usually about it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
but in this we actually see her raising from scrub tier to like top of the line. From what it seems like, she's the strongest in male form, like right after Hanuman. That's the impression I got. I don't know if you agree with me on that.
You think that this is so after Hanuman in the male form,
He's the he's the
Petupan
she's the strongest.
of what's left in the clan? Hmm.
Like I think well, Hanuman's technically the fourth because of Jean
Well,
Bavon, but
well, we got
I
it
think she's
at
fifth
this at this
strongest.
at this point. We'll just do it normally. Jonathan is no longer there, so the current number two
So
would
she's
be
fourth.
Shuri. Would be Shuri
Hanuman's third. I
technically.
think she's fourth.
No, I'm saying
Yeah,
so. It'd be Yaksha, Shuri, Hanuman, and male Pepiton fourth. Okay, I'm not mad at
I
that.
think she's fourth. I think
I'm not.
she's the fourth strongest. Seeing that, and because I was curious because I knew she presented herself as female despite being male, and I was curious because it's like, why would you do that if you can actually just swap your genders at will?
Okay, so I
But
did
I
read that
think,
properly. So at this point, when you
yeah,
see them, she's like, I guess you would say cross dressing, or
yeah, she's cross dressing. She's in her male form, but specifically like pre pubescent, so her physical traits don't look so dominating. So she's basically like her teenage boy form.
that's interesting.
Which I'm like, why would you present as female if you can change your gender? But
Mhm.
it's because she like that's literally what she was for so long, and she doesn't like her male form that she still presents as female despite being. So I thought the way she tied that into the story of the Nazca was, I think, really, really well done. And even just like I I think even just that panel of her just getting like absolutely obliterated by the Gnostica, and then the next panel just her towering over like a giant figure of these guys just absolutely rock. I was like, oh, this looks beautiful.
Do we think that
Now,
this was something that they? Oh, go ahead. Sorry, keep going.
oh, I was gonna say, I am curious if all Chaos attribute Nasticas are like that, or if she was unique in like the sense of like having this giant jump of power depending on her gender. That's what I was curious about. If this is truly only her, or if it's only all Chaos.
My gut instinct is a personal thing. It's not a clan thing.
Okay.
That's my gut instinct. I can't prove that though, but that's my gut instinct.
Okay.
It came across to me as because obviously we don't know these Seras were kind of generic Seras, so we don't know what clans they were from necessarily or how powerful they were and how much they knew. But they were like, "What the hell are you gonna do by turning into a male? It's not gonna do anything." Like they completely dismissed it. I was like, "That's not a power up, right? Like, what are you doing? You know, like it's stupid." So,
Shit.
So I'd argue it's probably very rare, or that never, or pretty much never happens when someone does that. But I'm surprised they didn't say maybe something like the Transcendentals might change. So. That's what I think, though. It's possible to tell because there was only 7 and all of them are dead. There you go. But yeah, that was a dope moment, though.
Yeah.
Because it was ferocious.
I loved it. What were you gonna say though before?
Oh, I was gonna talk about like Hanuman's character.
Okay, we can get into it. Yeah.
Because I thought it was pretty good.
I think there's a lot for her.
So hold on. Is she presenting as male the entire ever since this moment?
Yes.
As female?
Yes.
So Hanuman's sus. That's crazy.
So basically, when we see her with Ran, she's a man presenting as a female at that point.
I can't. I honestly, I can't tell by the artwork.
Ran comes.
I can't tell by the artwork. Artwork's not making it obvious to me.
That she's presenting as a female?
I only say that. Oh yeah, I can't really tell a difference because let me put it on screen for a sec because the biggest difference. I'm not really like harping on this. I really don't give a damn, but I wish that there was some type of personal, maybe someone can see something that I'm not seeing, but I wish there was a little bit more of a visual indicator. That would have helped me a bit, but let me just pull it on screen. Blah blah blah. Here we are. Okay, so because I want to show you one thing, and you guys tell me what you think when you see it, right? So you see right.
I think I see something, but I could be tripping.
Okay, so you see right here.
Yes.
Nope, that's the wrong one. This one right here. Muscular definition, pectorals, a little bit of ab work, and we have that weird triangle thing by our waist. But then in the next one, it looks like I can't tell if he at this point just closing up his shirt and not flexing as hard, or did she like go down a stage? Does that make sense? Because now it looks like the contrast from this panel to this panel looks like male. Maybe more feminine. I don't know, but
yeah. They say the rabbit took on a youthful appearance. So, in that, while still retaining her male appearance, she just made herself younger in her male form and then closed her shirt.
Okay. And there you go.
So I think I feel like this is like a really really slight detail, but like when you go up, you can kind of tell she kind of has boobs. While when she's like in her male form presenting as female, she doesn't, but it's like her clothes are kind of baggy, so it's like an ever so slight thing to like check for, if that makes sense. But I think that's the point. Like, you're not supposed to be able to tell.
Okay. Well,
you know what I mean?
Probably a secret that she kept anyways, all things considered, right? I don't think that's not common knowledge, I don't believe.
Yeah.
So that makes sense. So how do you like their like conversation and growing, I guess, relationship? Because even the stuff with the Yaksha, we're kind of seeing the progression. Where you brought the old man, like why is he here? And he actually starts going in. I said he's horny because he's still talking about Shuri leaving. I'm like, look at him. She's still on his mind. He like, you shouldn't have done this, blah blah blah. The fox, you loathed her, X, Y, and Z, and then Yaksha fucking like punches him off planet. I'm like, you better hit him. You better hit him. But I like it's interesting because Hanuman's like, I know he won't kill me. He can hit me, he's gonna punish me. And I'm like, why do you guys think that he's constantly pressing Yaksha in that way? Like, what's the point of that? What's the purpose? Why do you keep bringing that shit up? Is it? Do you think he's gonna get through to him? Is he like gonna go get Shuri? Like, or like, what is your opinion on that?
I just think Hanuman's a dumbass. I think that's all it is. I think Hanuman is even more immature than I initially would have thought him to be at this stage.
Because
and they kind of like even prove it. He's he's just a giant kid.
Mm. He even says
like
things. These things are too complicated to me. Yeah. I don't like complicated things. He says that shit too. He like Yaksha's left and get up, and he's like, be mindful. Why you going like this? He's like, doesn't matter. He'll beat me, but he won't kill. Even though his mate got killed, he let it pass. Basically, he's saying it's weird to do that. X, Y, and Z, and he's like, yeah, your prediction would have been wrong. But first of all, he's like, I predicted it right. I like the part where he's sparkling. He's fucking stupid. Well, you're right. He's a lot more immature than we probably thought he was initially. Because this is a lot. This is way before he meets Rand, and I still think he's kind of immature there. He's still kind of immature there.
Yeah.
He almost comes across as more mature here than he does there, low key. But this is a more somber moment in time where he's probably still mourning his partner and stuff, so it's a little different. But
and then don't even forget when he meets Rand, Yaksha just beat his ass recently and had him like go into hibernation from it for a while. So when Yaksha came, remember, he woke Hanuman up from like 100,000-year nap or something. Because I'm pretty sure, I can't remember if he was just napping purely or if it was also because Yaksha beat his ass previously.
Okay.
It was one of the two.
He thinks he feels responsible for the mate's death. He might also want Yaksha to move on. He's not going to. Damn it! I was gonna say this because when we meet Hanuman in the past, Hanuman's still male. So when did Rand actually did Hanuman switch back and forth before just all the way turning into a female form all the time? Like I'm trying to kind of line it up a little bit because I was surprised to see Grandpa. I remember
the way I took it was, this Hanuman stuff was so like that what we're in right now where it's like blue shading was probably right before Rand. And then Rand came in between this and the purple shading flashback. Because in the purple shading flashback, Hanuman's wearing clothes and living with humans. That was definitely after Rand. For sure.
Okay. I'm pretty sure he was hibernating because Yaksha beat his ass. No, Petupan was around there. So this might be after the other side of the story. See, that's kind of what I'm thinking, where I'm like, because Rand spent how much years training technically. So this could have been one of those like years or moments, or, you know what I'm saying? Like this could have been that decade of training or after a little bit after the fact, a little bit before. Like it seems to me to be in that general area. So I guess in my head I'm trying to line up when I think Rand comes through, but because again, I'm under the impression that when Hanuman kind of like the way that it was kind of explained, when Hanuman is like felt like, yo, my partner just passed away and I'm still like tripping over Shuri and decided to turn female in order to not feel those like emotions or feelings. Maybe I don't remember if they ever said explicitly that like the gender mattered. I thought everybody felt something towards Shuri because she was so beautiful, but I actually don't remember. Did they specify it was the men? Do we know that?
They didn't specify. I took it as it didn't matter the gender.
Yeah, because I was thinking it was probably more of a Boa Hancock thing, you know? Doesn't matter. Everyone finds her stupidly beautiful. You get what I'm saying?
That's what I took it as. But I guess I feel like it's probably one of those things if it probably is both, but it's just stronger for men when she's in female form because I think the wording was like, I'm just affected less if I'm in female form. Like, it's more annoying when I'm in male form, not that, like, it doesn't affect me at all when I'm a female. And then going with the Rand thing, because Yaksha mentions Rand at the end after Petupan's death, and yet remember when Rand goes to the planet, Petupan isn't there at first. We know she comes in sometime during the 10-year training period. So yeah, it is a little more. That's why I'm saying I think it's in that time frame.
Yeah, It might be a little before, a little after, even possibly
Yeah,
during, but I think it's in that general time frame for sure. I
yeah.
took it as females aren't sexually charmed, but respect her a lot more. Okay, it's like reverence towards her. Certain gender are related to mating, so it might be stronger if the genders are opposite. All right, that's fair. I'm just asking
Uh,
questions. That's all. If we're gonna nag
I
Scram, by the way, best panel of this chapter. 'Cause that's a Nile line. If we're gonna nag, just go away, bro. I don't want to hear it. Just go ahead though.
yeah, I think the why I like their relationship so much is even though I like Jamie a lot and I like Yaksha, we actually didn't see them really interacting as a couple. It was more of the effects of what she stood for and how she affected Yaksha, Shuri, and the clan as a whole from dying, right? This we actually get more of Hanuman's relationship with his mate, which surprised me because I didn't think he actually had a Shuri mate at all. So that was nice to see. And this is the reason why the Hanuman that we get in present day as a female is so drastically different. Because I always wondered at what point was there this switch?
I think initially I thought it was probably when Hanuman met the blind human that she ended up mating with, but I
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
but that was kind of probably what I was thinking. But no, this was a long journey, and
yeah.
it was definitely the little rabbit that was the one that affected him to this degree. Honestly, so because
Because even if,
one thing you have to give Hanuman, I don't know if Hanuman's particularly intellectually more inclined to be like smarter, but Hanuman is a lot more emotionally intelligent. 100%. You could see it. You could see the emotional growth there.
Hanuman strikes me as those people of like this is like weird, but it's like the difference between wisdom and intelligence. Like the Hanuman now is wise because she has so much experience under her belt because of all the relationships she's been through.
Okay, fair.
So like I feel like her grasp of how to deal with things is good, but I don't know if I would say she's intelligent. I mean the way in which she like deduced the manner of the Eye of Parishman and ran was that intelligence or wisdom or emotional intelligence as you said?
Was
It's
that
one of those
Rand?
things of
I don't
like
remember. Was that Rand? Was that Hanuman or Tatia or a combination of? I don't remember actually 100%.
it was Hanuman and Rand because that's when Rand started crying
Okay.
because he was explaining the rules with him and Rand was like, and then it's like, how dare they like I think kind of inferring like Chandra and them like put this on you and not tell you everything and yada yada. So yeah, I would say she is intelligent. I do think just she's more wise. I would say still, and I love this change because I think the parallel with her at Yaksha at the end is really good because she's like my mate died and I couldn't do anything in the same vein as you, and like you can tell like Hanuman's kind of like
He
this.
understands
It's just
the position a bit
yeah,
more, but I would argue that the situations are completely different in my
I agree.
opinion. So
They are
like
yes,
I wouldn't take it the same because he was like natural circumstances you couldn't particularly do anything about versus your own literal, tribe attacking your partner. You know what I'm saying? I hear
yes,
you though.
yes, yeah,
The like big picture takeaway, I still got it, but I don't see it the same.
yeah. Like it's just more of like you weren't there. Like how do I put this? You weren't there to help the person you loved the most when you thought you could have. That's kind of how I take it. And then I love that Yaksha's using like Rand's kind of like also a connecting point of like Yaksha's like how Rand helped Yaksha get through his pain. He's like, you'll understand too when you'll see the kid again, and he'll help you out. I just thought, I just thought that connection was really beautiful because Hanuman's kind of like doesn't really believe it because at this
Mhm.
point Hanuman still doesn't know really shit about Rand. So when he sees it again now, like as Grandma Hanuman, looking back on that moment, I look back on it even more fondly now because of what we know.
I agree. And I also think that this all came in a relatively good time in terms of like timing. Where as Hanuman's kind of back in the story a little bit, we got this kind of extra tidbit, which like I just felt all lines up because it's not like so super spread out. I kind of like that, so
Yeah.
it helped to just be a little more cohesive. That's all. So no,
And then
no, go ahead.
I was gonna say, and I think this is my final point about the chapter. I really do like Petupan. How do you
I know.
Only like
I actually
two.
know I said it wrong like 55 times in the chapter. Then I saw the name at the end. Like I said it wrong. So when you guys see that live reaction, you could go me in the comments. I can't read.
Petupan. Petupan. I think that's how you say it. Petupan. Petupan.
Mm,
Okay.
yeah.
I think Petupan shows a lot of potentiality even for Utah.
Mm.
And the
Oh,
reason why I say that
yeah,
is
Petupan is
because
how I said it.
as it,
I kept saying Petupan, but it's Petupan. Yes, or Petupan. Go ahead. Sorry.
Petupan,
But
yeah,
I no, but I basically reversed the T and the P. Where the
I did
T is,
too.
yeah, that's how I kept saying it when I was reading it because I'm stupid. But go
I
ahead.
thought there was an L in there too or something. So I was like Petulpa. but but
Well,
this is the
side
person
note.
that
Sorry, hold on. Side note. Why did the
yeah.
chapter come out so fast? Y'all cracking the whip on Tierra? Said I woke up on a Saturday like it's here. I might as well read it before I left. This is kind of funny, but go ahead.
No, yeah, I agree. I saw that. I was like, because I think I saw it on Friday. I was like, I mean, I'm not mad. I'll take it. But P2Pon, I like P2Pon because as a chaos attribute Natsuka, the effect that does on their hunger and their personality is like pretty extreme, as we know. To the point that they even stay in the story. All the other seven got fucking murked off, like kind of off rip. Like it seems like in the first 100 or 1,000, whatever you want to say is short for immortal beings, right? That could be a million years. Who knows? Their clans were like, yeah, you have to go. Like, we can't deal with you. She was able to retain her insanity and hunger, like, basically really, really well, to the point that even, like, when she was with Hanuman, like, Hanuman's eating in front of her and she's just chilling because, like, she can't eat vegetables. Like, she has to eat meat, which I thought was, like, cute. But it's just like, oh, like, I'm controlling myself. And when things started to go kind of haywire, she's like, yeah, like, I'm just going to, like, do this away from everybody and just die. And I thought that was really sweet the way she did that, but also it's like this level of control. I think also shows to me that like, I mean, she didn't succeed in the end, but like, you can control your shit to a certain extent. Like, there may be Yuta shit may not be as hopeless as we may think.
I actually want. Sorry, stay there. I actually want to make I want to revise what I said earlier because I'm stupid. She goes off to the edge of the universe, goes berserk, and then gets murdered. I don't know who murders them, her necessarily, but they're saying that they're waiting, they're ready to execute her, which means she was kind of killed in a similar way to Jambavad. For some reason, I thought it was unnatural like berserk vigor related death in my head. I'm not entirely sure why I thought that, so that's on me. So it actually does have more overlap with what happened with Yaksha, all things considered. I still think the fact that it was an in-tribe betrayal is the biggest difference, but there actually is more overlap. So I apologize. I was wrong with that. Let's keep going. I have hope too, somewhat, and she does succeed a long time. Yeah. Sorry, what were you just saying?
Nah, I think this is like steps that like I don't think that I mean it's kind of one of those things that like it is you could look at her thing as a lost cause because she does die in the end, but she held off so long compared to her other people that I don't think Yuta's situation is nearly as much of a lost cause as it may be presented in the story, which we could like kind of assume as readers because it's like always the main character he might be good in the end. But I'm just saying, I think we have in canon material. Like there may be some steps regarding maybe if their love is strong for another person that they could work through their hunger a bit more. Mm-hmm. And I know situation's
like
different because he's a Raksha. Yeah, Yuta, because he's a Raksha and all that. So his hunger's a lot more because he's the trafficking. But I just think like I think we just have seeing someone else do well. I think sets up well for him potentially doing well. Is what I'm saying.
Okay. The people who killed her were stated to have animosity towards chaos attributed Suras, so maybe they suffered because of other sick souls, like in the end she died by their sins. Interesting. Well, they were waiting for they wanted to execute her, which means they were just waiting. So I wonder if she put up a fight though, said y'all not taking me without a fight. I hope she took. I hope she took bodies with her. I hope it took like 100 of them on low key. They were resentful to all Chaos era. Yeah. So I like the part where like they're just kind of like you said earlier, they're just kind of walking around talking. You're kind of seeing his demeanor change. He would defend her when they're like, "Oh, she's gonna go berserk. It's not okay," and she kind of watch him eat, and you can kind of see. I actually think that from the artistry in a lot of ways, you can kind of just see his demeanor and posture and body language slowly kind of changing with the little montage, where like
Mm-hmm.
it seems like general annoyance, and then it kind of goes to kind of like a like put like a white knight mode, like keep my cape is on, my queen, like don't mess with your grace, that type of thing. And then after she walks away, you could see the melancholy in him, like just somber, just like he has like the downwards look always, almost not really emoting. And then
Mm-hmm.
they're like talking to him, and he's not even registering what they're saying. And then yeah, also I want to say that they I like the part where they're like, oh, she actually like tamed the hothead. It kind of reminded me of like what I say with Bulma kind of domesticated Vegeta. It gave me that kind of same feeling a little bit. It's not the same in terms of how it happened, but just the fact that she took kind of like an unruly person, if you will, and turned him into a family man. So
Mm-hmm.
that was cool because I the reason that I wanted to bring that up is because I find that Yaksha looks like that often. It's this like endearing look of like I still like care about life and want things to be as nice they can because I'm kind of compassionate, but his eyes are a little bit soulless because he lost the person most important. I can't explain it. I wish I could put it into words, but I Hanuman has that look now. There's other characters I could argue have that look, but I think Hanuman and Yaksha have that same kind of downwards, whatever glance or glare, whatever you want to call it. I don't know if you saw that the way I did.
I agree. Is somber the best word for that?
Yeah, somber and melancholy. There's like a sadness in there, but it's like, there's like a through their eyes you can see there's a void somewhere.
Yes.
But it's not
A
like
part of them
but
is
it's
not.
not like they just given up on life altogether from top to bottom. But it's not the same to them. Like some color in
Yes.
life has gone away.
Yes, I agree.
Okay, as long as I'm not crazy. I understand it. It's very tragic the way they carry themselves. Absolutely. So, but Yaksha
Uh,
said, thank you for like being with her to the rest of her day. She's been enduring because of you, X, Y, and Z, and it must have been very difficult to you since the beginning, old man. I'm sorry for being. I'm sorry. Um, I'm sorry. Far from being a support, I just made things more difficult to you. And he said, had to think I'd see the day where I'd hear that kind of thing from you. But it's nothing to be sorry about, since although you haven't been a support to me, you can make me a supporter. And he's like, what do you mean? I wonder. I think that was him kind of prognosticating that he would be the future king of the clan, and with his changing emotions and feelings, he'd be the one to lead them into the next era or whatever. Like that's kind of how it came across to me. But I thought
yeah.
the ending was powerful. I stand by what I said at the beginning. The chapter. Me talking about it made the chapter go up, but in a way, I might not be. I think the problem, I might not be divorcing it from the other two. It still feels very connected to the Black Bear and the Firefox. So maybe the problem in
Mm-hmm.
my head is I'm not really separating them, but I stand by what I said though. So yeah.
I mean, I love Hanuman. I think it's one of those things
Mhm.
too. Of like, it's one of those things of like, they need these experiences to be the people that they are, and those experiences and those journeys themselves is what
Yeah, Ran too,
makes their.
because Ran's a part of the Hanuman thing, but like Ran is a clans member, and in a lot of ways you could call Yaksha's son. Sorry, keep going.
Grandson of Yaksha's grandson. Yeah,
No, my point was like when I said that
I know,
I
I
didn't
know.
include Ran. I should have. What's my fault? But yeah.
What was that? Oh yeah, that. But I think it's one of those things of like, it's always one of those things of like those hypotheticals and stories where it's like what would have been, and I think like if current uh Hanuman and like Yaksha could have like, and the old Yaksha were like together when they were both like at like the mental like growth that they had, they would have been really really good friends. that both could have leaned on each other. But the disconnect of time and when they went through this experience just made it so it wasn't really possible, which is sad and kind of bittersweet when like we see their journeys that they've been through. But it's always nice to just think of what could have been. Yeah, and then so is that kid Hanuman and Petupan's kid then?
Okay, so here's the issue now, right? Do you guys think they procreated? Because I was gonna make the argument that it was with Rand's ancestor. That's where he has kids or whatever, or she has kids. Hanuman has kids because if Petupan is presenting as male in Sura form, how are they gonna procreate as both dudes? Unless in the secret of the night.
That's true. That's true.
So like I'm not sure that makes sense unless Suras are just fucking freaks and can push out babies no matter what gender they are. I know that. I'm just saying, but like they'd be like I know, but yeah.
No, that's a really good point because I don't think from what it's presented, Petupan never went back to female form. That's what for me. I think that's what it's obviously stating. Never went back, and then Hanuman's obviously still in male form and doesn't go into female form.
You said Futasuras, Futanari, and shit.
I guess the question is, so would this just be Petupan's kid from another Shura before then, or another Nastica before? But Chaos Nastica specifically don't like care about procreating. They don't care about eating. So that's like even having a kid with like a lover like Hanuman would be like kind of like a crazy thing. But that's a Chaos Rakshasa with bunny ears. Like so it looks like that's fucking Petupan's kid.
Maybe we'll learn something in these side stories.
Maybe they reproduce asexually. Unironically.
No. I mean, you mean the Chaos one specifically?
Yeah.
I have no idea. If true, Hanuman didn't Petupan is female presenting male form. I thought Petupan was reverted to female form when she was a couple with Hanuman. Nah, yeah, post this. That's what you see. That's the I guess that's the ultimate question because that's what I was saying. Because like, didn't Petupan look like they got taller in male form? I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. You said he posted something in the apes. Let me check. But yeah. I didn't know what to make of it. That's why I was asking the question. Like, did you think that it was like this Petupan switch back and forth? But I'm with you when you're like, there isn't any real reason for you to think that like during the chapter that there was a moment where like, because it probably would have been a big deal. I don't know. I wish I had the answers. You said don't lean on me, Pastor Riley. I'll watch that in a second. But yeah. She was also we see this kid in the current timeline. She came with Tatia. She is fifth stage. I don't have the answers. I don't know whose kid that is, man.
Oh, is that one chick? Wait, no, she's not a fifth stage. She's a fourth stage. She's not a fifth stage. But I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, because Tatia came with the one when they attacked Rend Hollow. Because she was like locked up for like years for like being belligerent or something. I don't think she was a rabbit.
She seemed too weak as female form, so I doubt she settled. And she settled with presenting. Fair. So Sona fifth stage is fifth stage according to the wiki. I did not know this.
I would have to see where that came from because I don't remember that being in the story at all.
Can I ask you guys a question though? Personally, I'll say this. I'm not mad. I'm not particularly mad because it's fine. I'll take it in stride because again, Kurigama's in my good graces, so like I'll let it slide. I play favorites. Okay, I do. But I was a little upset that she gave me that Hanuman tidbit about the forms and the Shuri stuff in like blog form. I wish I saw that in the chapter, like a moment. I know Shuri is supposed to be like with Vishnu or whatever, so maybe it was difficult to show that without making some weird contradiction. But I totally would have liked to see like him looking at her and maybe him starting to feel something, but him being really mad at himself. It like Loki reminds me. I think I heard this line today. It's kind of funny. I heard his line today and I'm like, I've never heard someone say that. I understand it. I don't know why he said this. I was watching a video, and long story short, they had straight dudes doing like not straight things. And then one guy was like, when I first like heard about what we're doing, my body had this like visceral reaction. I don't respect that feeling. I was like, what? So Hanuman was like, oh shoot, Shuri. You know what I'm saying? The blood's flowing. He's like, nah. Petupan just died. Nah, I don't respect that, and walked away from it altogether. So, anyways, yeah, I didn't like that. How did you guys feel about that though? I didn't like that though. I really didn't. It's not. I'm not making it a big deal. I'm not gonna. Oh my god, it's the worst thing ever. But I was like, show me that in the.
Wait, what was?
Show me in the webtoon that you're pine that you still have feelings for Shuri, then it bothered you, so you turn into female form, so you wouldn't feel anything towards her because your mate just died. I want to see that in the webtoon, in the panels, is what I'm saying, not as a blog post.
Yeah, I feel like it would have been wouldn't. Yeah, I think that was one of those things because if you asked me like last week, I really didn't think Hanuman liked Shuri.
Same. But it might just be. It might just be. It might. I think with him, it might not even be like, oh, I'm actually in love with Shuri. He might just be just captured by her, whatever beauty or I don't know. I don't know. Let's see. She was sorry. She used an eye of parchment. She's fifth stage. Okay, I believe you. She used an eye of parchment. She's fifth. Oh, I just read the same thing twice. I'm so tired. Just read the same thing. Okay. I'm still waiting for the day we receive information about the mythical legendary sixth stage. Hey, someone else attack leads was an example of Tatia on a faulty use of the ice parachment. Okay. She's the one who wished to die protecting the action. Okay, thank you. PTSD TOD blog post is showing. And the Beaver card. Yes, it is. I don't want this. Highly unserious. But there's also the weird thing that he didn't want to be attracted to Shuri, but had a relationship with Rand's grandfather. I wonder how that exactly happened. So he is obsessed with protecting Yaksha legacy, I guess. Attack, or is that Rin Hollow?
I do want to say this about Sonya too. While I'm looking at this, yeah. So Hanuman and Petupan is Sonya's parents.
Okay.
They had a kid.
Okay.
Because I mean, it says it on the wiki, which I can assume it's like from guessing, because their hereditary attributes are wind and chaos.
Oh, okay. There you go.
So yeah, so like just looking at the hereditary.
So I'm going with what I think then. So I'm going with my interpretation then. I don't think that Petupan stayed male form forever ever since turning back. Then I'm going with my headcanon. That's what I've decided.
That's so weird because
what's in my brain is right, not what's in your brain. My brain. Sorry, go ahead.
She has to explain that better because if she's switching through it, make that apparent because you make it seem like she's only presenting. Because when she's fighting Rand specifically, she's definitely using her male form powers when she's training Rand.
Yeah, it's a little messy, but
she couldn't be using her female powers because Rand would just smoke her. Her male form. Rand couldn't keep up with her, so she had to have been using her male form.
There you go.
So like I feel like you have to be a little bit more clear than that she went back when she was dating or when she was as a mate to Hanuman, I guess. I feel like you have to be a little bit more clear with that. But yeah, so I guess Sonya, so that would make Sonya Rand's grandfather's her sister.
I don't.
So that's her grand aunt. Sonya's is Rand's grand aunt. That's his grand aunt. No,
grand aunt? Is that a thing? I think probably is a thing. Actually, that makes sense.
Wait, no. It's his aunt. No, she's just his aunt actually.
And there you go.
Because Hanuman's his grandmother. That's his daughter. That's his aunt.
Do we know what the next? Do we know what the next side story is gonna be about, or we're gonna wait to see?
We could probably just look back. I feel like it's the one with the dragon guy next.
Kroha?
No, not Kroha. The one that you and Glam hate for some reason. It's the one that turned into a Taraka clan member. The one that got smoked by
About
Taksaka.
Taksaka? Because why you turning against the clan, bro? You don't need that. Use the road
Kadra.
girls.
There you go. I think Kadra's next. I have to go back and look at the list. I forget which chapter it is in this.
Let's see. It says a life flashing, so we'll see what side story that is. The end of a fiendish magician is moving me. I hope that one's good. Whistling has 2 chapters, so that should be interesting. So we got between first and second, love letter, dawn of the gods, and my delusion 3 times. Side stories 1 to 9 were published during the hiatus after 160. That's what's up. Kadru, this one might be interesting. We'll see.
I actually kind of like Kadra.
She fought ran in male form. I think there was a comment by Kurgan about the muscles shown in the fight. I gotta look at that again then. It's been a while.
Hold on, let me see. I'm looking out to see. Because I know we didn't get like the names of the side story, but we got the list of like who, like the people inside stories in Abyss, right?
I actually don't remember getting that. I remember just getting the chapter names.
was.
I don't remember them telling me exactly what they were gonna do, except that she had ideas of what side story she did want to tell, and I think she had us vote on at least one. Remember we were talking about some of the side stories you wanted to see, so
Yeah. Is she not doing all of them?
No, I think there was some she was saving. I don't remember. I gotta read it again. My memory can't be trusted.
Because he's already doing like 6, right?
Yeah, but what if they're not all that? Because she might have had some ideas already. Maybe she was looking for like a final one to add for this little hiatus.
Okay, I got it.
For this hiatus, she's calling it a hiatus. What is it, one?
I'm thinking of a hiatus after I've almost completed planning out all the side stories for the hiatus, but I thought it'd be nice if I drew about 2 episodes according to what the readers want. So you're right. So the ones that she gave as an option was just for one side story, which was Artraman and the Fiendish Magic Magician, plus the story of Enan and Atram later, Kanara and Erivots in the beginning when their powers are normal, Fury and Yaksha and his mate, which we got, Kadra's life story, and 3 classified. Didn't you just say there's a Fiendish Magic one? So doesn't that mean she already took 2 stories then?
There's one called The End of a Fiendish Magician, so we'll have to see what that means.
I would assume that's Anan, right? That seems like the Anan story.
You think that story's about the end of him?
I would assume.
You think that ties into Rana?
Possibly. We would get like fake royal family line. And Artram, so we probably get to see how Artram built the company. Possibly. Maybe Artram and Inan got together. That's what it maybe seems like. And then Shuri Yaksha and May, we got that. So maybe she's giving us more. She might do them all. I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, we'll see. She actually took at least 1 week off after finishing the side story. She thinks she's me. 1 week's not enough. Take a real break. So it's so funny because I'll be getting mad at people who do this. I'm not the exact same. I don't fucking rest. The end of a Fiendish Magician. All right, we'll see. We'll see, man. But this chapter was good. Shout out to the rabbit.